China respects the desire of the US and Central Asia to strengthen their mutual cooperation, said Li Yongquan, a professor at the Research Center of the State Council of China. In an interview for New Time, he emphasized that major powers interested in partnering with Central Asia must recognize the fragility of regional security. Like hundreds of other experts, Li Yongquan participated in the Astana think tank forum held this week. According to him, the security of Central Asia is one of China's top priorities, especially given the numerous international conflicts. More details you can find in the following review.
Господин Юнсуан, спасибо большое, что согласились дать интервью, уделили нам время.
Mr. Li Yongquan, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. I'd like to start with this question. In recent years, we've seen China's cooperation with Central Asia grow stronger. How do you think the China-Central Asia summits, for example, will shape the future of regional cooperation, especially in light of the current geopolitical shifts?
Спасибо за вопрос. Центральная Азия – это соседский регион Китая.
Thank you for the question. Central Asia is a neighboring region for China, and its stability is of critical importance to us. When the region is stable and developing, it creates favorable conditions for our cooperation. However, if the region is unstable or unsafe, it becomes a challenge for us as well. That's why China is committed to ensuring that Central Asia remains stable, secure and prosperous. Since the Central Asian countries gained independence and sovereignty, our relations have steadily progressed. Trade with some countries in the region has grown exponentially. Nevertheless, even though the region consists of 5 separate countries, we still lack efficient mechanisms to coordinate our cooperation with Central Asia as a whole. Last year, we launched the China-Central Asia mechanism, which is aimed at improving this collaboration. I believe that while this mechanism is still in its early stages, its potential is already clear. Through the partnership, Kazakhstan, for example, is becoming an important bridge or corridor between China and Europe, as well as other parts of the world. If we continue to develop this mechanism effectively, it will benefit all participants for many years to come.
Да, действительно, как вы правильно заметили, Китай – это основной.
China is indeed one of Kazakhstan's key trading partners, and for the region as a whole. Beyond the energy sector, where do you see the greatest potential for further cooperation?
Если возьмем Казахстан, то, конечно, энергетическое сотрудничество очень успешно.
Of course, energy cooperation between Kazakhstan and China has already been very successful. However, Kazakhstan is also eager to develop other sectors of its economy, and there is significant potential here. We've already made considerable progress in non-energy sectors. Since President Xi Jinping introduced the Belt and Road Initiative in Kazakhstan in 2013, over 50 projects in various non-energy sectors have been signed, with some already underway. This demonstrates that both sides are committed to mutually beneficial cooperation and to creating integrated production chains.
Как мы знаем, Китай – это крупнейший мировой игрок.
As we know, China is a major global player and partner in Central Asia. What steps is China actively taking to ensure security in the region, especially considering how pressing this issue is today?
Я вначале уже сказал, что для нас Центральная Азия.
As I mentioned earlier, the security of Central Asia is one of China's top priorities. A stable and secure region creates favorable conditions for development. China places great importance on security issues in Central Asia, and one of the key tools to address these concerns is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. A large portion of the SCO's documents are focused on regional security. Thanks to our joint efforts with Central Asian countries, the region has remained relatively stable over the past 30 years, despite the numerous destabilizing factors. We have no disagreements on this issue, only shared interest and responsibilities, and I am confident that this cooperation will continue.
Как вы знаете, США также является нашим ключевым партнером.
The United States is also actively strengthening its ties with Central Asia. How does China view this cooperation and how does it affect China's policies in the region?
Это очень хороший вопрос, ведь все центральноазиатские страны.
Well, that's a very good question. Central Asian countries pursue a multi-vector foreign policy, and China respects this approach, as we follow a similar strategy. I believe that all major powers, whether it's China, Russia, the US or Europe, interested in cooperation with Central Asia, must recognize that the region's security architecture is quite delicate. Our shared goal is to support the stable development of the region, as its influence extends far beyond Central Asia, impacting all of Eurasia and the world. We are pleased to see that the leaders of Central Asian countries are fully aware of their interests and clearly understand their position. It is this clarity that allows multi-vector diplomacy to thrive in a balanced and successful way. That's how I understand your diplomacy.